Hello and welcome back to From the Beer End, the Burnley podcast. This is a rapid reaction to Burnley 0, Crystal Palace 1 from Turf Moor. Chris Bowden joins us. Woody Daz Bentley with us as well. Daz, you were on the turf. Grim results, but what did you make of the performance?
We can't put a 90 minutes performance together, can we? That's what we've said for a few weeks now, and we're at it again today. We started so mundanely, just routine passing sideways, and we never got into any sort of forward rhythm at all. Second half, we gave it a real go, I thought it's as good a second half performance we've had for many a week now, but we can't put a shift like that together. We can't start playing until we go behind. You know, Brentford was the same at the weekend, late in the day, but we never really laid a glove on them until they take the lead, and suddenly we spark into life. And you just cannot do that in this level. You know, the intensity levels have to be there from the start. And we struggle to get that intensity going, I think. And again, paid the penalty, costly with a really rubbish goal again. You know, pretty much a carbon copy of the Chelsea goal. But just that sense of inevitability is with us again, isn't it? That we go into games and the crowd are feeling it now as well, I think. You know, on the turf tonight, I've never known the turf as quiet for quite a while. Yeah, really quiet tonight. You know, we even gave up booing Wharton after a while. We couldn't even be arsed doing that. It just, as the game went on, the fans' belief ebbed away again, and it just became another one of those nights, I'm afraid.
Chris, I mean, when we saw that lineup that he put out, you look at it and you think, oh, pretty much two wingers and two strikers down the middle. It looked an attacking lineup, but still not a great amount of chance creation.
No, well, it did look attacking, but when you consider that, I mean, Anthony, his form justified leaving him out, and he's left out for one game, and he still looks every bit short of confidence tonight. Chowner, he offered less than nothing, so I thought he was woeful, and he got hooked at half time. The blessing was that Brun Larson. I think we all sort of like, you know, we're reticent to see Brun Larson come on at the minute because we feel that he's going to slow things down. But he was nice and positive and drove at them.
Yeah.
And he gave us a bit of a spark. Definitely. And Edwards, who's got more ability in his little toe than the rest of the wide options we have put together, comes on and, you know, it shows flashes of what he's capable of. You know, it's a dreadful free kick when we all thought, I think, well, this is the equaliser. But he's driving at people. He's trying to make things happen, and we need someone like that who's got the ability and be that sort of that creative desire to get on the ball and that bravery to try and force things a bit, make things happen. He's got to be involved.
He did seem to liven things up, didn't he? I mean, things started happening, you know.
Both linemen did, definitely.
Yeah, and obviously Brun Larson had that shot against the bar. Woody, I mean, it starts to feel a bit, and I know we've debated, you know, at length in the past couple of podcasts about Parker, but when you shuffle the pack like that and go out there and still lose 1-0, still don't really create anything, it starts to look a bit desperate, doesn't it?
I can see his post-match, you know, interview now where he's going to be impressed by the performances, and there were some positives. If it were early in the season and not 5 games on the bounce that you've just lost, maybe so. But it's like when you get to this point, it's slightly more worrying when, you know, we've put a shift in and we've kind of made an attempt at an effort in the second half as opposed to just capitulating like we have done in the past handful of games. But I don't know, it just feels, even though we've had a bit of a go, we've been progressive and we've still wound up losing, and it just feels like just more of the same, and but we're just doomed to go down now. I don't know, it's more depressing for that fact, I think.
Yeah, I mean, Daz, a trip to Newcastle is hardly what you'd want after a performance like that, but it's, you know, having gone to like that ultra-attacking formation, if you like, he's now got to go to Newcastle, and you would think he's going to batten down the hatches and try and get a point. So it's going to be all change again.
Well, we've shuffled the deck chairs on the Titanic, haven't we? And the icebergs are still smashing into us. But he's now, I think he's got to lay his marker down. I think Edwards has shown tonight that he is worthy of a place. He's come in without that sort of, we talked about Anthony and his belief has drained away. Edwards has come onto the pitch without any of that fear. I think he's coming with a bit of a fresh outlook of like, I've got to show my hand here. So he's got to play for me. Brun Larson did enough, although Brun Larson's been poor in recent weeks, he's done enough to earn his position. And I think he goes out there with a similar sort of lineup for me. He goes out with that sort of 4-4-2, maybe Fleming plays off Foss or whatever, but he hasn't got any options. He's got the deck chairs he's got now, he's got the deck. He just has to move them around a little bit, and he's tried it. We've still got beat tonight, but there's been signs of life in the second half. There'll be the positives he has to take from that, and he's got to take those signs of life now into the next game. Whether that means Ogachukwu comes back in midfield for one of the two, I don't know, because the Florentino-Cullen axis for me doesn't work, and we're trying that to death. I think Ogachukwu's got to come on that midfield somehow, but again, we're just tinkering around the edges, aren't we? And we all pretty much know what the result's going to be at the weekend now. But those signs of life means at least he's got something, he can pin up there on Saturday and hopefully go out with a bit more belief in the side.
I mean, at the risk of praising whoever's been left out of the team after a poor performance, are you surprised, Chris, that Ugochukwu's missed out the last couple of games? I mean, of all the players he could be leaving out, would he have been high on your list?
I don't think it's down to his form or anything that he's been left out. I think it's purely the shape of the team. I think it's just trying something different to try and let's say if you can keep carry on the same the same methods, and you're probably going to end up with the same result sort of thing. But I think he's a little hard done to. I mean, Hannibal's trying to force the issue tonight, but I didn't see a great deal of quality from him when he's had that opportunity tonight, and it's a strange one. So you look at I watched the Newcastle game last night, and the way to get at Newcastle is both their fullbacks bomb on. You get Livramento on one side and Lewis Hall on the other, and you want to try and get in behind them. Now, can we get wide players high and wide, and switch play quickly or counter quickly and get at them when the fullbacks are high at the pitch, or from set plays? But we're not particularly great at set plays either, are we? So it's I can see it being, as you say, I think we'll revert to either five at the back, or probably playing an Ugochukwu and playing quite a narrow, like 3 or 4, or even 4 in there, and just try and soak up pressure and try and nick a point.
What did you make of Palace, Woody? I mean, to me, they look like a team that were definitely beatable tonight.
Yeah, they just turned up and that was it. They just sat back and that was it, wasn't it? And they didn't really create anything of any note. They just, again, we saw that little floated ball, and all they had to do was run around the back of, either Anthony or his fullbacks or whatever, and just nod it in. It's just too easy to score against us sometimes in that regard. But there was nothing there to show that they didn't really come at us. They just turned up, played a game, won it, and they're going back down, the M6, aren't they? That's pretty much it. I wasn't impressed by him, let's put it that way.
No, I mean, that's a frustrating thing, isn't it, Daz?
Yeah.
You think back to earlier this season, and the way we pushed Liverpool and United and some of the big teams that we played in the games, and then we get a Palace turn up and play like that, and we can't get it done.
Yeah, we touched for weeks now about, and I think I mentioned it last week, about how we try and block the dam, and because we're so weak at the other end, it just keeps coming back, and eventually the defence gets overwhelmed. It didn't feel like that tonight at all. I mean, they've got Mateta there, who looked like a bloody giant redwood at the peak of their attack. But the two centre backs, Ekdal and Esteve, have probably had a relatively calm and relaxed night, as they've had for a little while back there, because they didn't really offer much at all, I didn't think. But again, it comes back to the fact that even when we try and keep it relatively tight at the back, we're unlocked by a moment of lack of concentration or whatever you want to call it, and we're just not capable at the other end of capitalising on a team that doesn't really come here with any intent. You know, it's just a recipe for disaster. We can't score. Is it three games now? We haven't scored from open play. And at the other end, we can't keep clean sheets. Yeah, and we can't keep clean sheets. It's just, it's only going to end in one way. It's only going to end in one way. And we're now getting into Wolves territory of like defeat. You know, we're heading, luckily we've got a few points on the board, but we're heading into that kind of territory now of like a side that, you know, you look at Fulham, they've grind the result out. Forest win a game. Leeds win tonight. Sides at the bottom showing signs of life, and Burnley and Wolves at the minute are just flatlining completely.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's inexplicable what Anthony did with that goal, because you watch back the replay and he looks at Muniz, noticing that he's goal side of him, and he's looking at the line thinking maybe he's going to be offside or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and there's five people. As he plays the ball, there's 5 people lining up on the 18, 5 defenders. I'll include Anthony as a defender in this instance because that's what he is. But there's 5 people lining up across the 18-yard line, and a floated ball over the top kills all 5 of them. That can't happen.
Yeah, that shouldn't happen, should it? It really shouldn't.
No, and that'll obviously be frustrating for Scott Parker, those individual errors that you can't really do anything about as a manager, can you, really? But, Chris, final thoughts from you. Yeah. I mean, tough situation to be in now, isn't it?
Yeah, I say it's just galling that we've lost to a side tonight that's not really tried to win the game. So this is what we were doing 2 years ago in the company. And if we're getting spanked and we're just not in the same league as some of these teams, everyone talks about this glaring gap in quality. We've not seen that tonight, but we've gone to sleep from a bloody dead ball in, and that's been enough to kill us. And I think everyone knew in the ground as soon as that goal went in, we're not really going to pull it round. They've had a go, as we've been saying, second half, but never really felt at any stage that we were going to carve something out. You know, Brun Larsson's had a terrific effort, but it's feeling like a real turgid struggle now, and it's.
Turgid's the word. That's a good one.
Well,
yeah.
It is.
We've reached that point.
I've checked my dad to the game tonight. It was his birthday last week, and I'm almost like apologising for taking it. You know, you've had to sit through that. I'm really sorry, sort of thing. You know, and it's like it's bloody miserable, isn't it? It is bloody miserable.
I never thought I'd think. I know how Liverpool fans feel, but I know how Liverpool fans feel at the minute. I never thought I'd say that as a Burnley fan.
We're not that bad, are we?
At least they're not going down. Yeah.
Grim stuff, but we rock on and we roll on and we battle on, and it's Newcastle at the weekend. We'll be back before then to look in a bit more detail at that loss and also look ahead to the trip to Newcastle with the unreserved optimism that we always bring to you. So until then, thanks very much, and up the Clarets.